What's the water? There we go. What up? What is up? Well, every day is Corona. Because I don't want people to get fatigued also. Like every day I put on a mask, even though it's limited Corona here. Every day I put on a mask. I distance. And I do little things with my diet to boost immunity. I even get vitamin drips. I got a vitamin drip the other day with ozone therapy. Extra vitamin C to get extra immunity. A lot of people, and especially the ozone guy who's around the corner, gives the ozone treatment. They take your blood and they put oxygen in your blood, ozone, and then they put your blood back in. So they fill up this tube with your blood, they suck it out, they put oxygen in it, and they put it back. That's a treatment that's been around for many years, and they say it's very good. But in that treatment, they also put glutathione, B12, vitamin C. But the vitamin C they put is medical grade vitamin C, very heavy. And they put it in you, builds your immune system. Little things, but that's expensive. Not expensive here, but in America. So I don't want to promote ideas that cost a lot because there's so many alternatives that don't. And that's one of the things I talk about in the book. The food that we cook, it's just the vegetables. It's not the expensive faux meat, expensive meat products that are being sold. As they get more popular, these meat products, there'll be cheaper versions. And that's what I'm doing. I'm searching all over the world for cheaper versions. I invested in Beyond Meat. I support all of these companies that are creating alternative meat products. I know that's the way in. But we make food free of those products. And our recipes in our book are free of those products because they're expensive. You know, they're as expensive as grass-fed meat, which also is poison. There's a real epidemic. I think I mentioned. I'll talk about food and Corona for a minute. There's an epidemic. There's 2,000, and it's for Americans specifically, what I'm saying here. There's 2,000 carcinogens and other poisonous products that are put in food that Europe has banned. Only 200 of those things, 200 of the 2,000 are banned in America. Everything from the fluoride in your toothpaste to the aluminum in your spray deodorant to, I mean, it just goes on and on. It's a list. Very toxic things that are in your food. I'll give you an example. The steroids in your chicken. They gave steroids to the chicken to grow them faster and bigger. The antibiotics in your chicken. They put them so close quarter that they put antibiotics in the chicken so that the chickens would not spread sickness. So the chickens don't spread sickness because they're given antibiotics and they're all stuffed in a little place. And then they discovered that the antibiotics in the chicken make the chicken fatter as well. And so since there's no regulation on how much antibiotics, should be none, that they give the chicken, they give them more to make them even fatter. And it just goes on and on. The amount of poison that they put in your animal product so your animals will grow faster. There's no chicken that big. I get on my scooter when I ride to class, I see chickens crossing the road. They're chickens. They're not chickens. And these corporations that control our government are poisoning you. I think some of the times that some of the struggles I've been through is because of my fierce pushback against the factory farming industry. It's $1 trillion industry and helping Jay-Z and Beyonce and Jermaine Dupri and all of these now famous vegans go vegan, pushing them, all of them, so many, big mouths, big voices, has not been, they don't like that. So the support of Minister Farrakhan's another one. The fighting the prison industrial complex and getting 10,000 black men out of jail is another one. the changes in the Rockefeller drug laws, so now you can't lock up people for long periods of time for limited amounts of drugs, nonviolent crimes. In New York State and a few other places. In Maryland, we got the deals done too. There's another one. I can go on. I've done a lot of shit in my life that piss people off. That's why I was saying, and I talked to Satguru. I asked that question. Still don't have an answer. Can you avoid politics? You can't, because there are political things that affect the collective, and you should be fighting. If you can, it's your dharma to be a servant of the collective and to do good work and stand up against things that you know are harmful to the collective. Why does this light keep going off, Gary?
I have no idea. I don't know.
Does it mean it's not filming? It goes off.
Yeah, you're live.
Yeah, but then it goes dark.
I don't know why. You probably did something. I don't know. I don't want to touch it.
You got to touch it every time it goes dark.
Well, I'm going to touch it, but I will not do anything until after you come off it.
All right, so... Anyway, so the carcinogens that are in your food are a focus of our discussion, and I want to ask a few people what they know about it, because I studied it, but I forget. I read it, I write it, and I've written a book, The Happy Vegan, and now this book, and this lifestyle book includes all of the what I've learned. And what is being talked about in modern science regarding the food that we eat that causes the sickness that COVID is attacking and killing us for. I mean, diabetes will kill you anyway. Hypertension will kill you anyway. Heart disease will kill you anyway. And also, something I noticed, that all of the corporations are supporting all of the organizations that are meant to save you. And this is a great example. Who's writing the curriculum for the American Cancer Society? Who's telling you that dairy is part of your diet, as part of your healthy diet? Who's telling you these things? The very people whose job it is to protect you from the diseases. The American Cancer Society, knowing that meat and eggs are Class A carcinogens, is putting meat and eggs in your healthy diet. When you come out of chemo and then they give you processed sugar. When you come out of chemo and they give you the very meat that caused your cancer. When you come out of diabetes and they give you the same products that caused your diabetes, and they call it a healthy diet. It's because those corporations that sell that food are funding the curriculums that they're selling you. President Trump put in office people whose job it is to sell you oil, to fight the oil industries. He put in place people whose job it is to sell you animal products, in charge of the FDA, the cancer societies, diabetes organizations. And then the funding for those organizations' programs come from the very corporations that poison you. This is why we occupied Wall Street. They didn't like that. Wall Street controlling our government is an issue that we have to deal with. And we're going to get some Democrats in office, I think. But we have to put our foot in their ass, too. The resistance doesn't stop federal or state or local. The pressure on our federal, state, and local people who take money to make choices for us must be strong. When we were fighting the Rockefeller drug law, one quick story. We were fighting the Rockefeller drug laws, and we had this rally, 100,000 people out in the street. We negotiated a deal with the governor. We got the people out of jail. The whole time the Democrats that marched with us were riding back and forth to Albany in limousines that were paid for by the prison industrial complex. This is just the nature of politics. So if we may take as Democrats less money from the gun lobby and then stand up a little bit, because they want to be friendly with whoever's in office, just lighten up on me. So here's some money. Some money goes to the Democrats as well as the Republicans, from corporations that poison us, corporations that give us guns, corporations that allow the carcinogens in our country that are part of a process to make our animal product more sticky. Well, right now is our opportunity to build out new healthy forms of food. It would save the environment as the rainforests are being destroyed, as all of our grasses, the amount of cows we grow that are birthed into suffering. This is corporate greed. This is toxic masculinity. The gatherers, the masculine, the divine masculine, is a gatherer. He also has the quality of the divine feminine. And this balanced human being gathers for his community. It's not greedy. Greedy is toxic. So this is the nature of our leadership. We need thoughtful, compassionate, and loving leadership. And this is what we're moving towards. And we can't say that what we're putting in office is the most thoughtful and loving. We're not putting Marianne Williamson or some yogi in office. But we have, in government, there must be a new balance in order to save us. The new leadership must be more feminine, more conscious, and more brown. It has to be inclusive. People of color have to be included. And people from all walks of life have to be included. Inclusivity, the future. But more feminine, more brown, and more conscious. This must be the nature of the people that we put in office, if we're going to survive. Because the greed is killing us. And the greed that's the cause of this factory farming industry continuing to push to put more poisons and carcinogens. You know, aside from my book, I recommend you watch, because here's where you'll find out about these corporations. It's everywhere, but a real simple documentary you can watch is What the Health. Go to Netflix, watch What the Health. In advance of reading my book, in advance of starting our program, watch that. It will give you a background that will shock you. Who knew that an egg had one egg has as much carcinogens as 5 cigarettes? Who knows that? People don't know. You can't fix that now, Gary. Nobody knows that. 1 egg, 5 cigarettes. Now, if these things were not true, then they would sue the hell out of them. My book, Simon & Schuster, or whoever our publisher with Mocha is, I don't want to blow him up, my publisher has to review each and every claim that's in my book because they know they'll be sued. And my claims are shocking. But I'm not here to scare you. I'm here just to give you a positive view versus this attack on this negative environment you live in.
Well,
I want you to work from the inside out. So you can go to my bio and order the book and promote for yourself a new healthy lifestyle. Let's take a question or two. No. Took it yesterday. Oh, I see Adrian's back. Okay. How you guys doing?
Good.
I'm making good. Oh, they didn't pick up. Oh yeah, waiting for Danielle Love. Let's press everybody with love in their name. Hello? They're in the dark, but here. Hello?
Caller, you on the air?
You're on the air.
No.
I don't think we can hear her.
That's all right. We'll take the next time.
Take you next time, Danielle. She came up but didn't come up. What did it say here? What do you eat each day? Every day different. I'm going to have a whole recipe book, 50 different recipes of vegan food that's affordable, because this idea that vegan food is not affordable is not true. It's not as affordable as Cheetos, but then hospitals are expensive as fuck. Hospitals are very expensive. Yeah. Hello? There they are. They're definitely on. They definitely can hear. Hello?
Folks.
Music playing.
All right. Boat.
Boat.
Wait. And it's really a good thing to see how the Americans are casting their votes now. You know, we're going.
Let's ask people who they're voting for and why they're voting for.
Yes.
Who they're voting for.
Over 80 million.
80 million people have voted? No. Is that apple cider vinegar, Gary, or jamu?
Oh, that's a special jamu.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. I'm trying to get the good light. Oh, there we go. How are you?
Good.
She's from some island.
I'm Shelly Ann. I'm from Jamaica.
The island. What island?
Yes. Yes, and one of the good things about living in Jamaica is that eating healthy is pretty easy to do because we have a very rich soil, so we grow pretty much all the food that we need here. But I have a personal pet peeve, and I hear you talk about it a lot in terms of the corporations. It's not an American problem. I look around and fast food is everywhere. People are eating fast food for lunch, fast food for breakfast, fast food for dinner. And it really concerns me because
they even here, you know, what the big thing they got here is AFC, ACK, JFC. What else? Fried chicken places. Geez, I drive by fried chicken places on the way to yoga every day. And the people of there, they have their own natural food. They have healthy food that you have at home because they live in temples here. Beautiful people. Very religious people live here. And they live in their own family. And the food they make, so cheap to live here. I would recommend people move here because it's so cheap. And such beautiful people, religious people. But then they still are now surrounded by ACK, which is a knockoff of and JFC. But they have KFC too.
Yeah, McDonald's.
McDonald's and shit, but not as much. Yeah. But the versions that you have everywhere. So yeah,
I think we probably have the KFC that sells the most chicken per capita in Jamaica, and like it's serious. Like there are lines, traffic line. You're driving past, and there's a whole lane of traffic heading towards the KFC drive-through. It's really crazy. I mean, I wonder if they sprinkle a little crack in the chicken or something. I don't know what's going on. But even like there is even a reputation that Jamaican KFC have. Like the people marvel about how delicious Jamaican KFC is. So it's really, really, really popular here.
It's addictive. Good. It's got all the poison in the world. And say something, Brother Gary.
That's the one at Rockford or the one at
I wanted to talk a little bit about my own story. I suffered with Hello.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Who's that?
That's Brother Gary Muhammad. He's Jamaican.
Oh, hi, fellow Jamaican. All right, so I suffered with very, very painful periods for a long time. In my about 7 years ago, I was diagnosed with uterine fibroids, and it was recommended that I do a hysterectomy. And I was ready to do my surgery. I had the date booked. I was doing pre-op and everything. And I met this lady, the older lady, and I don't even know how the topic comes up. Women always start talking about periods for some reason. But anyway, she told me she was really adamant, and she insisted, do not do that surgery. Anyhow, I went online and I literally entered into Google how to shrink your fibroids without surgery. And long story short, I did an experiment for 3 months to just change the way I eat, change my relationship with food. And after 3 months, first of all, the first thing I noticed is how much energy I had. Like my energy went through the roof. And then my periods went from 11-day, very painful, down to 5 days after 3 months. And like I'm down to 2-day periods now, completely symptom free. I'm not taking any pills. I stopped using my asthma pump. I lost almost 100 pounds. I'm in the best health of my life right now. And I really just wanted to say that, look, this thing is not oh, it will work for you, but it won't work for me. It's just a fact that if you treat your body good, you're going to get the good results. And if you put poison in your body, you're going to feel the pain. Because I can tell you about some pain.
Sister, what she said to the Facebook people who might not have heard every word is that she changed her, she was told to get surgery. I was told to get surgery years ago too, right before I went vegan. But hers is much better. I'll tell you mine right after. Hers is, she had these terrible pain, terrible periods, 11-day periods. They told her she needed this huge operation. It was simple for her. She just Googled, how do you reduce this? What do you do? And it all was diet. She shifted her relationship with her diet. Everything changed. Her energy went up.
Everything changed.
Her period went down to 2 days. Her doesn't need any operation. Doesn't need a thing. All of these things. You can go on a Will Smith said this story about his 10-day fast, a water fast to clean everything out. Water fast, start over and reset. And then after you do a water fast, you can start to eat maybe a vegan diet with a short window. This intermittent fasting really helps because then you keep eating the sickness in your body. Yeah. And you can, and there's in What the Health, I was recommending a movie as well as
I've seen it. I saw it.
You see, they just stopped taking the pills and suddenly their life.
I used to take painkillers. I used to have a little pouch. I don't even know where it is. I used to have a little pouch that I kept all of my pills in, and I'm talking about, you name them, narcotics. I've done cataplam, Voltaren, Bufrin. I got to the point where some of them just didn't work anymore. The last time I took cataplam, the normal dosage is 1. I took 6 of them. And in that moment, I realized that, okay, this is a problem. I can't do this. Like I'm about to kill myself trying to get rid of pain with 6 tablets, and I'm supposed to be taking 1. So it's really, really. I wrote a whole book about it, and I spend, like, what I do for a living now is that I empower women. I help them understand their bodies. I help them understand that their periods are not supposed to be painful. I help a lot of them change their relationship with food. Or people are asking me what I stopped eating. All right, so I cut out rice, flour, sugar, processed food, dairy, and meat.
Right?
So
processed food, sugar, and meat. She cut it all out. And look at her. And she lost a shit ton of weight. Her energy is through the... So it takes a little work, but you know, I always say this about this difficult level of a restriction. Once you do it for a little while, that's why 21-day program that I'm going to start.
That used to be me.
That used to be you.
Yeah.
And where are you today?
This is me now.
Incredibly thin. Well, see, all you have to do is just start a process. And when you do it regularly, it becomes so good to you. Feeling good is also an addiction. Eating bad food, that feeling good is an addiction. So hard. You don't have any, it's not just difficult restriction, or you always got to run from some idea that you used to like. One day you just don't like it anymore. You like what's good for you. The key to a good lifestyle is that you do what you love. You know, I used to hate going to yoga, but I knew it would feel good. And then the more I'd feel good after, just like when you eat good food and you feel healthy instead of sleepy. But then you get used to it.
That was a big thing for me. That food thing, because I used to, like, about 3 o'clock in the evenings, I always just felt like, okay, I need to get a nap. I mean, obviously I wouldn't be able to take one because, you know, I'm up and about. I'm usually working. But that's how I used to feel. I always felt really like that early afternoon. I just feel like I need to find a bed. And not even night and days. Nowhere near that anymore.
Someone's writing, I was just tired of being sick. You want to feel good. We only hear every second we pursue yoga. I say yoga, but I'll explain. Every second we're pursuing a happy present moment to be awake and happy in our seat. And by having a proper diet and doing the right things for ourselves, we have more seconds of presence. The elimination of neediness. You need to feel good. You need a new car, you think, you get it. Second, you feel good. But when you do the things that are internal, it's for lasting, stable.
Oh,
happiness.
yeah.
So
Absolutely.
more times, more seconds. It's a pleasure to speak to you, sister. Let's speak
Thank
more.
you so much. Thank you so much for doing what you do.
Continue doing what you do, sister.
All right.
You got to wrap up.
We have to meditate to get something up.
Daily daylight.
Just try to love person one more time. Sorry, Adrian. We'll get you next time. What's that? Biden? Who is that?
Little one.
Hello.
Hi, sis.
Hi, peace. How are you?
Peace. How are you?
Good. I'm awesome. Yeah, I'm here in Los Angeles. Just enjoying life, chilling out today. Tea.
Oh, good for
Tea.
you. It looks beautiful.
It is. It's nice.
Out there. Everybody, I say it to everyone, almost everywhere in the world.
Mm-hmm.
How
Yeah,
can
I've actually come here just trying to create some more wellness for myself and for others, inspire others, collect some knowledge, and it's been great. I'm here on Venice
Where
Beach.
you from? Venice? Where you from?
I'm from Georgia, Atlanta.
Atlanta, Georgia.
Yes, Atlanta, Georgia. And I had my holistic journey through a spiritual awakening. I want to say maybe in 2016 or 15. But I had I've already had a long medical history with my intestines. So I got in a car accident when I was younger, and I ruptured my intestines and fractured my spine. So I didn't really want to do too much meat growing up, but I feel like after I cut meat out, it definitely helped me more so internally with my mindfulness and just my way of thinking. So I'm here to contribute to the consciousness of the world and of the community.
What she said, for those on Facebook, I know you can hear her, but maybe not clear. She said the mental clarity. You know, there's a karmic result also, which may not even register, but the suffering of the 200 billion animals that are made to be born into this suffering is ingested by us, but also the karmic result of having participated into birthing these animals into suffering. And then also there's a karmic result for destroying Mother Earth. Nothing destroys Mother Earth more than the growth of cows and what they consume. Nothing is worse than the fumes that they emit into the ozone. And nothing is worse than the carcinogens and the diabetes and the hypertension and the cancer and those cows cause. So this is a fact. And now it's all science. And so as we become more conscious, it's like people will block out anything. They'll block out what they're doing to the Jews if they're German. Everybody was forced to just turn their head. What was happening in Rwanda? Somebody had to meditate and think, maybe we shouldn't kill all these people.
Right, yeah.
So unconscious behavior is rampant amongst humans in many cases. We have to be the ones to meditate and decide, no, we're not part of the collective in this regard. We are going to be good influences versus hurtful.
Exactly.
We're not that selfish. We're going to work for the greater good. And when we do this, selfishly, we feel better. Like when the girl said, I stopped eating these things, I did this work. It wasn't a whole bunch of resilience and hard work, because once the habit of doing good sets in, once you start a process,
Hmm.
a life that's more conscious and happier and healthier, you don't want to return to the bullshit. You want to
No, you
escape.
don't. Not only externally, but like we said, internally a lot, because it changed my entire way of thinking. And I've been on this course ever since then. And I find myself kind of, even though I know we are all one and it's all for the greater good of, humanity, I'm able to see myself on the other side now. Now that it's like I have new eyes. I've been able to focus on my pineal gland and really just see more. I see life in a whole nother way. I see the green in the trees, the light in the stars. So it's really nice.
God bless you, sis. Thank you for coming on today and sharing that testimony, and continue on your journey.
I will.
And, all right. God
All
bless you.
right.
Okay. Very quickly, maybe you want to join us. It's going to be just 5 minutes because I realize that people want to learn. And then 5 minutes is a good. I read somewhere, and the research said that just a few minutes of breathing and conscious awareness help you with your day. So sit and be patient. Patience is the key to meditation. Let the breath come and go freely, and focus your mind on a centerpiece. This centerpiece is a mantra. The mantra we share collectively is rum. Like alcohol, rum and coke. Rum, rum. And this vibration is the core of your meditation. So you sit, you think this mantra. Thoughts come and go. It's okay. Keep coming back to the mantra. Just sit. Let your breath be free. Let your nervous system calm. The mind is still, the nervous system calms. And when the nervous system is calm, the mind becomes still. So sit. Repeat the mantra to yourself. Inhale to Om. Ooh. We say Buddha Sri Satguru Bhagavan Ki, which means victory to the highest self, the greatest teacher. Namaste. Have a beautiful day. Take this peace with you. Remember, eat to live. I mean, it's a good title, but it's really a fact. You know, you're eating medicine. It's either lifting you up or it's destroying you. And make the choices, the proper choices, and promote happiness. When your body is working and functioning, it's not in all religious texts to take care of your body, your temple, yeah. But in the yogic tradition, there are 8 limbs of yoga. All are spiritual. You know, they like the 8 limbs begin with non-violence, non-harming.
So you're gonna take your time.
Non-violence, ahimsa, satya, asteya, brahmacharya, control of energy, sexual energy, parig, non-greed. They have these things. Then you have these other elements. They're all spiritual science, but the physical practice, the asana. Why do we do physical practice? And because we want to take care of our body. And when our body is functioning properly, it makes it easier for our mind to be at ease. And every effort is to calm the mind. When the mind is still, the universe unravels, happiness sets in, and we see God in all things. Namaste, yogis. I'm going to class. I hope you get to go to class today. Or if not, go running. Do something physical. Goodbye.